Just picking the rest of my persimmons that the deer didn't eat and getting them ready for my Harvest Right freezer. My Harvest Right freeze dryer. This will be the first thing that I freeze dry is my persimmons. I tried to wait as long as I could wait to harvest my persimmons because I was waiting on my freeze dryer to be delivered. And I didn't want to harvest them and let them get too ripe because I want to slice these and freeze dry them instead of turn them into like a paste or a sauce and freeze dry them. So I'm gonna finish picking the rest of these. I don't have that many this year because of the deer and the squirrels, but I got at least a bucket full, and that's great to start out with my freeze dryer. All right, so let's get back into it. Okay, I just got my table in. It wasn't supposed to be here till Monday, but it just showed up just now. Scared the crap out of me too. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. This is a table by Vevor, and I ordered it online. And I'll put the link down below. But I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this together so we can get the Harvest Right freeze dryer set on top of it. Let's go. Okay. Got the box open. It looked fairly straightforward. And it's the perfect size. So let's get it put together and then get this thing set on top of it. Okay, you guys, I got my table all assembled. I got the shelf on the bottom level. I did not want to add the extra legs to make it higher because this is the perfect height. So now that I got the table put together, we got the Harvest Right freeze dryer sitting on the table. I got my pump over here. Now we're going to go ahead and get everything connected and hooked up, and then we're going to run our first batch. Okay, you guys, it's early in the morning. I just woke up and I said what I'm going to do, my first mission of the day, is to connect the pump to the freeze dryer and add the oil, and then we'll go from there. Good thing this Vevor table has wheels on it. That way I can move it wherever I want to in my kitchen, so I can just go back here and get to my pump. So the first thing I'm going to be adding in the mineral oil that came with the entire kit. Unscrew the cap. And fill to the maximum level here with mineral oil. So make sure, put the cap back on. Okay. So what I'll be doing next is connecting the hose from the pump to the freeze dryer. Just remove the dust cap and the freeze dryer. I'm gonna check and inspect that. Both sides, look at the seals. Okay, now I'm gonna give these a good twist. Hand tight. Now I'm going to plug the pump into the back of the freeze dryer and turn my pump on the on position. I'll just go ahead and add the power cord from the freeze dryer. Vevor table working for me again. Let's get that drain hose out. There's our drain hose. And here's our drain tube. Now that I'm fully set up, I'm going to take my ring off. I'm going to wash it. I'm going to put it back on like the instruction says. But as far as the power source, I'm not plugging this directly into my wall. I'm going to be plugging this into my EcoFlow Delta. That way I can keep track of how many watts are being used, and if something happened, we having a lot of power outages, it will keep on running. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Let's plug the Harvest Right into the Delta. I will go to switch on the power to the Harvest Right. We have power. I just washed the rubber seal. I'm putting it back on. So I'm going to close and seal the door. Firmware startup. It's giving me a firmware update. So hit start. Whoa. We have the Premier oil pump. It says cooling vacuum chamber. Wait 15 minutes before loading trays. Wow. Okay. So now, while that's cooling the chamber, let's see how much power it's pulling. It's still only pulling 480 something watts. So far, it's not as loud as everybody said it was. So this is totally fine in my house right now, being in the kitchen. So I got some bread, and I'm gonna, they said test it with bread first. So I'm gonna run a load of bread, and then we getting into those persimmons. So let's do this and get this over with. Okay, it's telling me to load the trays in the freeze dryer. So I got my trays of bread here. I'm gonna go ahead and start loading. Oh, I see the ice. Okay, so it is working. All right. Make sure it's sealed up tight. And hit continue. Freezing. It's saying it's at 47 degrees Fahrenheit. It's barely using 400 watts. Okay, so we got the bread run and it's all done, and everything is the way it's supposed to be. Already drained the valve, opened the valve, let the vacuum escape, and everything is ready. And here we go. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Still a little cold in here. This is the bread. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks like a normal piece of bread right now, right? But we're going to show you. Now, I do want to say this before I show you what the bread does. The bread run is important. I'm finding out, because this smells horrible. The water that came out of the drain smells horrible, and this smells horrible. I wouldn't feed this to city park pigeons. This is horrible. So I'm going to show you now what this bread looks like. It literally can just turn into powder. Check this out. Let me show you exactly what this bread turned into. You think that that's like toast, right? No. Toast can't do this. There's a huge difference. So you can literally turn this back into powder. And I'm thinking if you just spritz this with a little bit of water, it would turn back into bread. I don't know. So it worked, but I will be tossing out all of this bread because it smells awful with the chemical stench on it. So now that we got that out the way, now what I really want to do is run my persimmons. Lady Lead already put them in the freezer, so they're already pre-frozen. And we're going to get those in here, get it started, and then we're going to show you the outcome of that. But for now, this was our bread run. So far, so good. I'm impressed. Lead Farmer 73, I love you, and I'm out. Peace. See you on the next one. Persimmons.